The worst thing that can possibly happen to you on the track is the rain. Welcome everybody to Guangzhou, China, where BYD has invited us here to test drive the new BYD Seal at the Zhuhai International Circuit. So before we let ourselves loose at the Zhuhai International Circuit, I thought I'd just bring you on a quick walk around this BYD Seal. Not much information has been revealed regarding the specs, especially for our Malaysian market, so I'm just gonna talk about first impressions, styling, how it looks and all that. Where I'm standing, the headlamps actually look like MX-5 headlamps, especially with this very sharp edge here. Perhaps the only thing that stands out are these lines over here. Maybe not for some people, but definitely very striking. Upon arriving, this will definitely get people's attention. There's a lot more going on the sides as well. On the fenders, you get these design elements, which I believe do not really serve any purpose, but looks cool nonetheless. Rims that look typical of an EV car. What I really like is this. I'm sure that has a lot of aerodynamic qualities to it, but aesthetically, it looks really good as well. As for the overall outline of the car, I think it looks really proportionate. And what I particularly like is this sloping roofline that just sort of gives it a fastback look. What's your opinion on pop-up door handles? I'm not so sure what it'll be like in terms of long-term practicality, but in terms of wow factor, these style of door handles are the way to go at the moment. And then at the back here, wow. I think in terms of the exterior, these tail lights are probably the highlight of it. Not only do you have all these thousands of dots, but you have the line that goes across it. Do I need to say more? And what's your opinion in terms of having this BYD badge here instead of the build your dreams across the tailgate? Personally, I just prefer this. Let me know what you think in the comment section. What also stands out in this rear section are these rear diffusers. I'm sure you've seen plenty, especially in European sports sedans, but look at that. It's protruding, almost like a race car rear diffuser. Now to open the boot, you have this little button here, which reminds me a lot of the Porsche Taycan. I am checking out the boot for the first time. Wow, really deep, wide enough. But if you ask me in terms of the height, perhaps the floor can be a little lower for more space, but I don't think you'll struggle to fit items in here. If somehow you need more space than what is already available, come check this out. You even have additional space inside the boot floor. The first word that comes to mind upon getting inside here, to me at least, is premium. I like how the digital meter looks, everything is clear, it's crisp, and then you have this oversized displays, my goodness. Some people have laptop screens that are smaller than this. And of course, just like the 803, you can rotate it as well. You can say it's a gimmick, but definitely a very cool one. And then when you really start using it, everything is very responsive. The information is presented to you in a very clear manner. You can easily maneuver through the options. Whether you're an 18-year-old or 58-year-old, I don't think you will have any trouble at all getting used to this interface, going through all the features and options. Just like the 803, I'm not really a fan of how this steering wheel looks, especially this bottom spoke here. But unlike the 803, this section here looks so much better. And remember what I said about the boot button looking like the Porsche Taycan? Look at this. What I find quite strange, despite the door panels, dashboard looking very sleek, the seats look really good, the armrests, they actually went as far as putting the NFC word here. Why can't it just be an icon or something? I think this completely ruins the aesthetics of this center console. Speaking of this, the armrest storage is actually huge. As I'm sure you can see over here, there's plenty of room for, I think, a pair of shoes. Look! They even have 2 wireless chargers. I wonder where they got that idea from. I was a bit confused about this feature when I was in the Volvo C40, and the feeling is similar here. Why don't they have a shade for this huge panoramic glass roof? Then again, aesthetically, as a rear seat passenger, having this is... Look at all that leg room that I have, and this is with the driver's seat already adjusted to my position. And the fact that you don't have a prop shaft means you don't have a center tunnel, and because of that, check this out, a flat floor. It's a really spacious rear section. It's a really short distance. I'm not sure if you can see from the camera, but I suppose we'll still get a really good feel on how powerful the acceleration is. Go. My goodness. That was something else. Woo! Bad weather sure ruins the entire experience, especially when you're on the track. Such a bummer. This is a 2-ton car, by the way, with Continental Eco tyres. This should be fun. Actually surprised, the tyres are holding up really well. Very nice, very smooth. The car is so obedient to the steering wheel. There will be an instructor, a lead car in front of us, showing us the ropes around the track. Driving position is really nice, I must say. Very centered, very driver-centric. From the looks of it, I don't think it will be going very fast. Steering feel is really nice, I must say. It's not too heavy. It gives you just enough feedback to tell you where the car is headed, how much turn you have some more. We're still going really slowly, but just based on the last few turns that we have been on, it's true what they say. This is a high-speed circuit because from the looks of the turns, you can really carry a lot of speed on this track. I think you guys know by now, EVs are really powerful, or rather can be very powerful and almost brutal in the way it accelerates, and this is no different. I'm sorry guys, unfortunately this is not a full lap experience. I think we're only using like a third of the track. This is a 4.3 kilometer track, by the way. I think we've only driven like 2 kilometers. I wish the brakes bit a little harder, the pedal a bit stiffer, just to give you that nice braking feel. It's just a tad too soft. Oh, you can already feel the car wants to rotate. It's a really good looking car, I must say. Following a couple of these in front of me. Right, now I think we're gonna be doing some proper driving. Ah, they are really going for it now. Yeah, like I said earlier, I wish the brakes had a bit more bite to it. I mean, they brake really confidently, really well, but the brake pedal feel, I wish it had a bit more stiffness to it so that you can control your brakes a bit. The overall stability of the car though, if you ask me, not bad. Definitely above average. We're talking about double wishbone suspension in the front, 5-link suspension at the back. Wow, that's almost European car standard, by the way. This rain really dampens the mood, dampens the speed, just ruins everything. Alright, so I guess I was wrong earlier. We are going for the full track experience. That being said, after a couple hours, the track surface is still really damp, so we're definitely not going to be able to go full throttle 100%. I think we're only going to do 1 or 2 laps, so I'll try my best to give you an impression of how this car feels as if it were on the road. I'm not going to stay too close so that I can take my own sweet time, say the things I want to say. I must say, it's really intuitive. Everything just works together very well, from the throttle, how the steering feels when it's going through a corner. You get the right amount of feedback. It's not too heavy, it's not too light that you don't feel anything. And the chassis, I must really give a lot of credit to the chassis. It actually tells you a lot of what it's going through underneath. On the stability aspect, I think this car is probably one of the best Chinese EVs I have driven, because you have the battery mounted right at the bottom of the chassis, so you get really good low center of gravity, really good stability. I must say, it's a really nice car to drive. Very relaxing. Oh, these tires are really not enough for this car, especially on this surface.
Now we go back to pit lap.
There, you heard it.
Remind the white sign. Don't
Just 2
drive
laps and we're back in the pit. If only it was hot and sunny, the track surface was dry. And there it is, guys. First driving impression of the BYD Seal. Overall, if you ask me, I think this is one of the most attractive and, more importantly, proportionate looking EVs from China that I've ever seen. It's got just the right balance of sportiness and subtlety. It looks good without screaming, "Hey, look at me!"